prochain match, qui oppose les équipes de Stockholm, à celle de Antwerp.
It's work.
Excuse me?
Do you know how it's work? It's for you.
Allez, c'est reparti. Début de match. Du coup, oppose Stockholm à Antwerp.
Okay. Can you speak?
And I speak. Hello.
Okay, hello. Donc on est reparti. Je suis avec. What's your name?
Trash Panda.
Trash Panda. Donc je suis avec Trash Panda pour expliquer ce match. Elle pourra nous expliquer en anglais. What's your pronoun?
She, her.
She, her. Okay, wait.
And we're going into the first jam of Stockholm Roller Derby versus Antwerp Roller Derby. And it's already quite exciting.
C'est le premier jam qui oppose Stockholm et Anvers. Comme on dit en français.
We do have the Antwerp jammer hip shot trying their best to get through.
On a les deux jammers qui poussent les packs pour essayer de passer.
But
hip shots pour
the
Anvers
Stockholm wall is not making it easy.
Et pour Stockholm, c'est Yelmet.
And yet they do get lead, so Yelmet, the Conqueror, in the lead so far.
Donc c'est Yelmet qui vient de prendre le lead et qui va faire son premier passage marquant.
With the Antwerp, with hip shot still trying to go through. Pivot now in the box for Antwerp.
Hip shot est toujours dans le pack, il n'a toujours pas fait son initial pass.
Now the initial has been completed for Antwerp.
Elle vient de
Hip
faire
shot
son
is
initial.
through. And Stockholm calls it off, picking up 8 points to 0. And we're now going into the second jam.
Stockholm a 8 points et c'est Anvers qui n'a pas de points. Tibi, ask you a question.
Hey, yeah. So I was on the infield in the last game, but as an NSO, and the other Trash Panda was on skates, jamming for Toulouse.
Yes, it's true, there are two Trash Panda. Oh.
And Smolton picking up lead for Stockholm.
It was a quick lead.
Yes, very quickly got through. Wildcard now with the star in their hand for Antwerp.
Oh. She make a cut. She do
like
a cut.
Penalty, yes.
Yes. So it's a power jam for Anvers. How pronounce it?
Antwerp.
Antwerp, okay. I'm not very good with the pronunciation.
And Antwerp is passing the star.
The star pass.
To Lieutenant Savage. And now we do have also a 2-minute jam as the Stockholm jammer Smarton was lead when they got their penalty. So let's see what Antwerp can do in this situation as the Stockholm jammer is already coming back onto the track and trying to get through.
En français, ça donne, vu que la jammeuse qui avait le lead est partie en box, elle a perdu le lead, elle n'a plus le pouvoir de coller, et ça fait que ça fait un jam de 2 minutes. Maintenant qu'elle est revenue de box, c'est parti pour essayer de marquer le plus possible.
And Morton getting through once again, picking up another 4 points. So we have an even score on this jam right now. As Lieutenant Savage as the jammer now. Previously Pivot is still trying to fight their way through an incredible Stockholm defense that doesn't allow anything.
Alors, Martin qui se fait recycler plusieurs fois à l'arrière du pack. Ça n'a pas l'air de passer pour le moment.
5 seconds to go. Will
Il y a une bonne défense.
Antwerp make it through? Jam is called off.
We judge the time off.
Both teams picking up 4 points on that last trip, so 8-8, making a score 16 Stockholm, Antwerp 8.
Alors, Anvers, on a Eau-de-Vilaine et pour Stockholm, on a l'Arme.
We now have
Eau-de-Vilaine and l'Arme.
Eau-de-Vilaine as the Antwerp jammer,
Yes.
and for Stockholm.
L'Arme
Not picking up lead, committing a penalty, going to the box. Lead is still
dit de
open.
forearm.
No, also
So there are no lead.
lead already had been claimed by the Stockholm jammer, it seems. So Eau-de-Vilaine not picking up lead either for another 2-minute jam. We still have the power slam situation for Antwerp. They're not capitalizing on it as much as they might have hoped, as the Stockholm jammer is making their way back to the track.
L'Arme est sorti de box pour revenir sur le track et essayer de passer. Et elle vient de réussir à passer son initiale. Personne n'a marqué de point encore.
So Stockholm jammer picking up their initial trip, making their way already to the front of the pack. The Antwerp tripod is making it difficult though.
Ça pousse, mais ça passe pas aucun des deux côtés.
Eau-de-Vilaine still struggling against a very strong Stockholm defense,
Et l'Arme a réussi à marquer les 4 premiers points du jam.
while Larm is picking up the first 4 points of this jam. We do have 20 seconds left to go on this.
L'Arme vient de se faire recycler à l'arrière.
Eau-de-Vilaine is looking a bit tired already, but
Direction.
is able to go through
Well,
and picks up 4 points for Antwerp.
it's a long jam, 2 minutes.
Yes.
I don't know if you jam.
I don't jam, but yeah, 2 minutes. It's a tough
very,
one.
Very long.
You don't want to be in that situation,
No.
especially not as a jammer against a strong wall.
When you try to just pass and you don't
Yeah.
pass, it's just
It's
I
frustrating.
Just won't stop that.
Takes everything out of you. We're going into jam number 4 now. 22 for Stockholm, 12 for Antwerp, as Coco Stroul is
And
jamming for Stockholm.
8-9 for Antwerp.
So hip shot again.
It's hip shots.
And
Coco Stroll make a back
Coco
block.
Stroul already picking up a penalty before lead had been closed. So hip shot now in the lead situation for Antwerp. It's another power jam. Let's see what the team in pink can do with it.
The first power jam for Antwerp.
This is
No,
it's not the first power jam, but it is the first power jam where they lead. And
Yes.
the Stockholm jammer is still on their initial trip, so they might be able. So they don't want to trap them, but they can allow them back on the track as they just did, and still capitalize quite well on it, because Stockholm still has to go through the initial.
Hip shot vient de marquer 4 nouveaux points. Et l'Arme, non, et Coco Stroll a fait son initial.
Hip shot picking up 8 points anymore. No,
Et
yes.
c'est le call de la fin du jam.
Looking, yes, 11 points for Antwerp in this jam, giving us a lead change. And now in the lead, Antwerp with 23 against Stockholm 22.
Alors, en fait, les refs, il y a 2 jam refs, donc un arbitre par jammer. Et ils vont suivre le jammer à chaque fois. Et la main dans le dos, c'est pour dire qu'ils sont en train de compter les points pour les attribuer après. Donc ça veut dire qu'ils n'ont pas fait leur initiale. Et non, le jammer change à tous les jams quasiment. I just answered PB, we asked question, so rule question.
All right. So we have Queen Laquifa with the number 13 for Antwerp against Yelmet the Conqueror with 9 for Stockholm.
Yes. Queen Latifah est recyclée à l'arrière du pack. The number 9-1 I've done a fall. Alors le lead a été pris par Yelmet.
Picking up lead for Stockholm. Meanwhile, Queen Latifah also makes her way through the pack to complete their initial trip. Stockholm calls it off immediately after picking up the 4 points, leaving Antwerp with nothing to show for after this jam. And another lead change. 26 for Stockholm, 23 for
4
Antwerp.
pour Stockholm et 0 pour Anvers. Donc sur la ligne de jam, on va avoir... Qui c'est qu'on a? La numéro 20, Smartan. Et la numéro 5,
Antwerp.
Marie.
No, this is 05.
It's
They
not that?
have wild card jamming for Antwerp.
Pardon, wild card. Sorry. J'ai regardé
problem.
0,5 et pas 5.
And Smartan picking up
take
lead
the
for
lead.
Stockholm. It's actually funny that you got that confusion because I've gotten it a couple of times as penalty lineup tracking today. Because yesterday, during the Antwerp game, number 5 did not jam at all, and they were pivot mostly, and I was very confused today when they suddenly were jamming.
Okay.
So, 4 points picked up by Stockholm by Smartan, making it 30.
Call the end of the jam. No point for...
Yes,
Antwerp.
getting it. Trying to keep Antwerp at 0 points as much as possible, trying to tire them out. And get also a bit frustrated.
Nouveau jammer. 89 hip shots pour Anvers et l'arme 57 pour Stockholm.
And Hipshot makes their way through, picking up the lead for the team from Belgium against Stockholm.
Et elle a passé pour ses...
Antwerp tripod really giving it all.
Ouais, c'est un
Still
beau passage
holding
marquant de la part de l'arme.
And yes, the star has been passed seemingly to Scandi Crush, so we do have a star pass now for Stockholm.
Donc on a eu un star pass de la part de Stockholm, mais le pivot est toujours pris dans la défense des Belges.
Hip shots now stuck in the tripod. As I say that, no, sorry, that was the pivot. So hip shots still stuck in the tripod of Stockholm. Reminder, they do have lead that can call it off at any point, but since Antwerp blockers are holding Scandi Crush, the now jammer, they are still waiting, trying to find a way for Hipshot to pick up another 4 points.
Donc Scandi a essayé d'aider un peu sa défense pour éviter que Hipshot passe. Mais du coup, avec Scandi n'est toujours pas passé.
Scandi Crush, and there we go. Hipshot makes their way through for another 4 points, making it 8 total, another lead change. Scandi Crush, meanwhile, went to the box. No, sorry. Lam went to the box, who previously was the jammer. So now Stockholm has a jammer as a blocker in the box, which usually puts you at a slight disadvantage.
Yes.
Because jammers are not that, usually don't block that often.
Yeah.
Can sometimes lead to some strategy changes, but seems like Stockholm putting on Kokostrul, a usual jammer, back on track.
On a l'arme qui est en box et qui du coup va repartir en bloc sur ce jam, ce qui est un désavantage puisque les jammers n'ont pas l'habitude de bloquer, et ce qui peut être très compliqué du coup.
Ah yes, and Kokostrul committing a penalty going to the box.
So it's a power jam for Eau de Vilaine.
I am not 100% sure. I do think that lead is still open at this time.
Lead is still open. I think lead is still open.
Yes, we do have on the scoreboard the...
No, you can look I think the jammer have
putting their
tweet on the...
still has the whistle. Yes, that's a good indicator always.
When the lead is off, you don't have.
You spit it out. Yes.
Okay, lead
Perfect.
is was
And
open.
Antwerp
Take the lead.
takes the lead. Eau de Villon going through after.
Cocostrel a enlevé son cover
Struggle.
pour essayer de faire un star pass. Et
Coco
Et Eau de Vilaine.
stashing the star for now.
Et Eau de Vilaine vient de marquer ses premiers points et a décidé de ne pas coller pour continuer à faire courir. Cocostrel a réussi à passer. Ah non, Cocostrel a mis un high block.
Picking up a high block penalty. That is when you block to the head, not with the head. And going to the box. So
Eau de Vilaine called the end of the jam.
a power jam start
Yes.
for Antwerp now. Often gives you quite a bit of an advantage.
Big advantage to begin power,
Yes,
power
Antwerp
jam.
picking up
And it's
7
for-
points that jam.
Yes, and it's for each shot. Timeout for the whites.
And we do have the first timeout of this game. It's a team
1
timeout
minute
for
to
Team
take time
White.
to speak, to breathe, and to make a new strategy.
Yes. Teams regroup themselves, find
Yes.
their way.
Ah, there are two people without problem.
The officials also using this time to discuss amongst themselves.
Yes,
Have they
safe time.
picked
Good moment
anything
to
up?
speak.
It's always a good point in the game to just take a breather.
Where do you come from?
I come from Vienna, Austria,
Oh, where?
the
Sorry,
neighboring country of Germany. So
Okay.
Vienna, Austria is the capital city, and we also have a roller derby team, Vienna Roller Derby.
Okay.
I'm bench coach, official, and yeah,
Not
In-
player.
not player yet. Let's see how it goes for
Okay.
me.
So we begin again. Oh, I don't have anything. On est reparti. C'est la fin du time out et c'est reparti pour le jam avec Hipshot en power jam.
Hipshot in the power jam situation, of course, trying their best to pick up lead, and she does.
She take the lead.
While Cocostrel is still sitting in the penalty box, already have taken the star off.
Cocostrel vient de se lever de la boxe, ça veut dire qu'il lui reste moins de 10 secondes.
Antwerp, of course, trying to capitalize the best they can of the situation as Cocostrel is now being released from the penalty box, making their way back to the track.
Cocostrel est sorti de
And-
boxe et est revenu, il vient de faire son initial très rapidement.
Picking up their initial
Et
trip
Hipshot
quite
colle la fin du jam.
immediately. Hipshot calls it off, picks up 4 points total, making it 46 for Antwerp, 30 still for Stockholm. As we are
Yes.
watching this beautiful replay of Hipshot, not going outside the track boundaries, but just
It
with
was
amazing
amazing
footwork.
to see that.
Yes,
The jammer
amazing
just
footwork.
Jump, and pass.
Yes, on the toe stop. It looks hard, and it is very, very hard. It's even harder, honestly, than it looks.
So in this jam we have Yelmets and
Queen Laquifa for Antwerp.
Queen Lakifa. Yes.
Both jammers are struggling to get through. The defenses are very, very...
Very strong defense.
Yes, all weekend we've seen amazing defenses from all the involved teams in this tournament.
A multiplayer for 817.
Yes, that's the pivot for Stockholm. So a star pass at the moment not possible for Stockholm. And
Queen Lakifa take the lead.
Queen Laquifa picking up lead for Antwerp
Pick the lead.
in the meantime. Both pivots now sitting in the box. Yelmet still, no, as I say that, picking up their initial,
And
and
the end of the jam.
Queen Laquifa calls it off. 4 points are enough for them. 30 to 50. Antwerp getting picking up a more and more comfortable lead at the moment. Going into jam number 11 now, wildcard jamming for Antwerp, and I believe that
Number
it
5
is.
wildcard, yes.
And for Stockholm we have Smarta.
Enfin,
Smurtan, I don't know.
I don't know.
I do
Oh,
already.
Smartan take the lead.
Smartan takes the lead. I have to apologize to my Swedish girlfriend for not pronouncing these names right.
Yes, we are sorry for the pronunciation of the name. Swedish name, and it's
The French names you can pick up, but I suck at the Swedish names and the French names. So
don't worry. I can say the French name, but Swedish, sorry. So
Wildcard also picking up their initial, but
Wildcard
to no
pass.
avail. 2 points for Stockholm, 32 now. Still going into jam 12 with about 11 minutes on the clock.
Sur le jam, we have hip shots and larm.
Quite a familiar match-up so far. I think both teams running a 3-jammer rotation, actually.
I don't.
Or maybe 4. I think 4.
Quite just like 1, 2.
Hip shot picking up lead for Antwerp. And we already have a start pass for Stockholm. Now we have Scandi Crush with the star, but not able to make an impact. 4 points picked up by Hip Shot once again.
Hip Shot a marqué 4 points. Et son passage sur les tampons sur laquelle elle est sortie à la fin, elle a réussi à marquer ses 4 points.
We're entering the last 10 minutes of the first half with Antwerp leading with 54 points against Stockholm with 32. We now have...
Who is the jammer?
Odevilla for Antwerp and Jelmet for Stockholm. Odevilla picking up lead very, very quickly for the Belgian team.
I think it's a French name, it's Odevillaine.
Odevillaine.
Yes.
All right. Look, I only had 5 years of French in school. I cannot possibly speak the language.
I think it's joke with sword. Eau-de-vie.
Okay.
Eau-de-vie, it's a alcohol. Eau-de-vilaine is for say, I'm nasty girl. Something like that.
Amazing. Amazing. Jam 13.
Sometimes I know there are a joke with a derby name, but I don't understand because I don't speak the language. So no,
yes,
you know.
There are many languages in roller derby and many puns to be had.
Yes.
And we do have someone in the chat pointing us out how
Smurtan. Okay, we will try.
We will try our darnest.
So,
Smurtan now on track, picking up lead immediately for Stockholm. Hip shot for Antwerp.
Hip shot pass. Smurtan
also on the initial, pick the initial trip up.
At some point.
And Smurtan calling it off after, pretty much immediately after picking up 4 points.
Timeout for Antwerp.
We now have
Alors, je vais vous résumer en français
a
ce qui vient de
timeout
se
for
passer.
Antwerp.
Donc c'est Smurtan qui vient de prendre le lead, qui a pris ses 4 points et qui a collé rapidement derrière. Ce qui fait que Antwerp a toujours 2 bloqueuses en box, ce qui est un gros avantage pour reprendre derrière.
So apparently Smurtan means something in Swedish. It's not just a name. Gonna pick up my translation app. Ah yes, so Smurta is pain, and yes, yeah. Thank you, Stelmo99.
Pain.
The pain.
The pain.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's an
Okay,
appropriate
now I
derby name if I've ever
understand
seen one.
it's funny, okay.
As the team timeout comes to a close, we have 8:31 on the period clock. We're going into jam 15 now. We
We
have
have
Lamb,
Lam and hip
Lam,
shots.
and hip shot.
Waiting moment.
Damn
And we
timer
go again.
calling the jam.
Lam pick the lead.
Picks up lead for Stockholm. Hip shot still trying their way through.
I know, she's
Mm,
outside.
Did not get through on this one. Lamb, meanwhile, trying to score the first points after picking up the initial. But Lamb commits a forearm penalty and has to go to the box.
Ah, there are no leads,
So we now have no lead jammer and a power jam for Antwerp.
Okay,
So-
and there are 4 blockers now.
Yes.
Okay,
So
hip
Antwerp
shot,
made
the initial pass.
hip shot made their way through the pack. Is now able to score points. Antwerp, of course, will try to capitalize as much as possible.
Okay, the name of the villain is Aude.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of punny jammers for both teams.
Okay, okay.
They got the jokes. They got
Lot
the
of
skating
jokes.
skills and the jokes. Lam picking up the first 4 points, 4-4 so far. Hip shot is struggling a bit on this second trip.
Yeah. White 5-5 eye block. And hip shot pass for the second time.
So picking
And
up
Lam
another
too.
4. Both teams on 8 for this jam. We have
Oh,
12 seconds
the
to go in this hip
The
shot.
third passage of each of hip shot was quick.
Basically no effort pass. Stockholm not putting up a fight, and jam 15 comes to a
It's
close
the end of the jam.
with 12 points for Antwerp and 10 for Stockholm Roller Derby. Antwerp now on 69, and
was
Stockholm Roller Derby. No, sorry, there have been more points added for Antwerp, so we're on 71 versus 46.
New jam, new jammer.
Queen
Nice.
Laquifa
Queen
for
Laquifa
Antwerp.
And Nielmed for Stockholm.
Well, we have
Queen Laquifa pick the lead.
picking up leads very quickly.
Start
Yelmets
pass for Stockholm. The number
Yelmet passing the
817.
start to Scandi Crush. Queen Laquifa gets a very quick pass and calls it off, making it 75 points for Antwerp, 46 for Stockholm. So a 4-0 jam. Always a bit frustrating to be on the receiving end of that. We have around 5 minutes to go. So one pass is not always 1 point. How is it calculated? So we have a question in the chat by PB.
Alors PB il parle français, donc je vais peut-être lui répondre en français. En fait, c'est quand sur un passage, si les hanches du jammer passent les hanches du bloqueur, ça compte pour 1, mais tu ne peux pas prendre 2 points sur le même bloqueur. Même si tu te fais recycler ou repasser devant par ce bloqueur. Il faut que tu refasses un tour complet. Donc tu peux marquer au maximum 4 points par passage. On peut voir là, Hipshot vient de passer 2 hanches, donc elle a 2 points. Elle va se battre pour passer la 3e bloqueuse et la 4e. Et comme ça, elle aura ses 4 points. Okay.
All right. So this jam just has been called off by Antwerp. I don't remember who the jammer actually was. Doesn't matter. 3 points picked up by Antwerp now. Stockholm once again with the 0 by their name as we go into jam number 18. 4 minutes left in this period.
we have Larm and
I think hip shot.
hip shot, yes.
And
Hip
hip
shot.
shot picking up lead again. Really finding the stride in the second half of this first period. As
Oh.
Lam commits a penalty, has to go to the box once
Back
again.
block.
Picks up, yes, a back block. Now Antwerp once again in the driver's seat, lead and power jam. And the pivot for Stockholm also has to go to the box after a forearm penalty. Meanwhile, hip shot picking up 4 points for Antwerp, making it 82 at the moment. About a minute to go in this jam as
Ah.
Lam
Hipshot vient de tenter un truc
comes
saut
back
d'Apex
from the
qui se fait
box.
recycler. Et l'arme revient de box.
All right, so Lam now completed their initial trip. Candy Crush coming back from the box, but
Hipshot called the end of the jam.
Hipshot calls it off after picking up another 4 points, making it 8 total. So we now have a 40-point differential for the teams, 86 for Antwerp, 46 for Stockholm. Around 2 minutes to go.
Alors.
We're going into jam number 19.
Eau de Vilaine. And the number 20.
The pain.
Smart. Yeah, the pain. Yes, there are a lot of rules in roller derby.
Yes.
I all time learn new rules, but yes, you can enjoy the match and say, oh, it's impressive to see that, even if you don't understand the rule.
Yes, it's always
Good pass of Smortan.
yes, very great already picking up 4 points, trying to make it another 4 on this trip.
Yes.
And yes, even if you do not know the rules of roller derby, the skating skills of all of these players is just so damn impressive. If
Yes.
you've ever been on quad skates, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Eau de Vilaine
Complete the
now
initial pass.
completing their initial, but Stockholm
Call the end.
calls it off, and we do, I think, have a penalty on one of the Antwerp blockers. So Antwerp now starting
I
the
don't
next
know.
jam with
Ah, yes.
a blocker
Number
less.
102.
Yeah, we're entering
The
the
two
last
team have
minute.
one blocker in the prison box.
Entering the last minute of this period. Looks to be the last jam of the period, unless
So we have Yelmets for Stockholm and...
Queen Laquifa for Antwerp.
Exactly. And Yelmets take the lead.
Picking up lead. Bench coach signaling them to keep it going. Great defensive work from the Stockholm blockers.
For the two
And
team blocker.
we have
Oh,
a star
a
pass.
star pass.
I think that was actually the first one for Antwerp.
I don't know. I don't remember.
1-0 for a very
Rainbow.
short
Rainbow.
time.
Rainbow Spite.
On the
I don't-
replay, we see the star pass. So yeah, it was
No, it's not this one. It's
your amazing.
Imagine Boone. Sorry.
But
Half
yes,
time.
my prediction was correct. This was the last jam of the period.
Yes. So we have something like I will try 15. Yes. 15 minutes to take a pause, to take a coffee, to take a
Refill your water bottles if you
to go
are
on the
thirsty.
loo.
Yes.
And
Enjoy the highlights on the
Yes.
stream. There were quite a few, I would say. So far, a
see
relatively
again this
evenly matched
beautiful
game.
pass. Wow.
Yes, it's
I
really
I I love see the jammer pass on the tuck tuck tuck
on the
with the
inside. Yes,
little jump.
sometimes you think because on the apex you can do an apex jump, but some jammers can do one of those on the straightaway where it's
Yeah.
like you're basically defying physics here.
Sometimes I am a jammer, so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I try to do what I see that, yeah,
Yes.
and I never try to do that. I never do that. It's I won't do it. And I can't. I try, and maybe one time I will do it. But
What
that's for the
what is
moment.
your derby name?
No way.
No way.
Yes.
I think yes way.
But I'm a jammer, not a
Yeah.
blocker. So, and I don't play. I play with the main team of Toulouse,
Ah
the
yes, you're
Quad
from
Girls.
Toulouse, yeah.
Yes, I'm a Toulouse girl.
Born and bred.
Yes. What means star pass?
So star pass. So you do have the jammer who has the star on their helmet, and is the only one who is allowed to score points for the team. But you also have each team has a pivot, which is the striped helmet cover, and all the other blockers do not have anything unless like stickers on their helmet. So the jammer with the star, if they are really struggling to get through, can decide to yank the star from their helmet, and they either just keep it in their hand or they pass it to the pivot. There has to be continuous contact of the helmet cover from jammer to pivot. You cannot throw it, you cannot like slide it on the floor. If the jammer loses control of it and it falls on the floor, only the jammer can pick it up and keep it, or the pivot, but they must immediately give it back to the jammer. And once that is complete, jammer start passing the star to the pivot. The pivot is now the jammer and can score the points for their team, and the jammer returns to basically
Block.
being a non-pivot blocker.
Yes.
In this situation, you do not have a pivot on your team, and you cannot return the star. So
Yes.
if it's going for 2-minute jam, you're stuck with it.
It can be very. Um, I forget my words. Difficult.
Yes, they're
Stephanie
passing
say,
the magic powers.
yes, really. Sometimes you have big wall and jammer, book,
Yes,
it's pass. I don't understand how.
so it's amazing.
Yes. So, do you want to take a little breath? It's a moment, so. Et donc on est de retour. Bonjour, rebonjour.
All right, we're back.
Et-
We're back.
Will be the end of the half time.
For another exciting 30 minutes of roller derby.
Some beautiful moments of game.
In the halftime, I took the liberty of checking how the prediction was going to go. And yeah, this is very much in the favor of Antwerp at the moment. Prediction was a bit of a closer game, but let's see what Stockholm can pull in. It's still another 30 minutes to go.
But everything can happen.
Everything can
30
still happen.
minutes.
It's all
So Stockholm can
open.
still win. And we go again
We
for
have
hip
hip
shot
shots.
and
Yelmets.
helmets for Stockholm.
Oh, Yelmet
Yelmet
picking up a back block penalty
Yes.
immediately. Bleed still open power jam situation now for
And helmet
Antwerp.
pick the lead.
Hip shot now
No, say
in the
hip
lead.
shot pick the lead. Sorry.
No problem. Antwerp, of course, once again trying to, ooh, beautifully passed, not outside of the track.
Yes, just
But
on the
outside
one,
of the-
1 feet.
Yes, it's like nice line straddling. Yelmet is standing in the box right now, is coming back, returning now to the track after their 30
Really
seconds
tried
have been
to-
served. Another
Hip shot pick
Stockholm
for
blocker
more points.
goes to the box. Hip shot picking up 8 points so far, really making it the most for Antwerp. Yelmet is still on their initial trip, so
It's a start
and now
pass.
passing the start to Scandi, who was already
Hip shot called the hands.
front of the pack, but Hipshot calls it off before Stockholm
12
has the opportunity to become dangerous. 12 points now for
Oh.
Antwerp.
of the second jam.
Now
Wild card.
Wildcard
and-
versus, once again, the Pain.
the pain. Smurften.
Smurten.
Out. Smurften is out. The track.
Yes,
There are
Smurten
no points.
picks up the lead. I thought there was a no pass situation, but apparently
I think
not.
So, but no.
Wildcard still trying to pass the start to their pivot. Unsuccessful so far though. Yes, no, sorry. There is now
yes.
a star
Star
pass for
pass is
Lieutenant
okay.
Savage. Is now the jammer for Antwerp, but
And it's
Smurften
the end of the jam.
calls it off before
It's quick jam for the moment.
Antwerp was able to pick up points. 3 points for Stockholm at the moment.
We have a lot of people for Antwerp on
Yes, the
the
Antwerp
chat.
seems to be a very, very popular team in the chat.
Yes.
I mean, at first glance, I see like 4 Antwerp messages versus only 1 Stockholm message. Where are the Stockholm fans? In the chat. Make yourself visible. Going into jam number 3 of this halftime. Odevilla for Antwerp, Larm for Stockholm. Both still
Odevilla
struggling
is
to get
back.
through.
Lam in front.
Lam
Lam
seems to
fight
have
against
a
4
shot at it.
people.
Oh, blocked to the outside, getting recycled by the Antwerp pivot. Until they get the message that they are out of play, then they of course have to escape back. And Lam now
is
picks
blocked
up
on the Swedish block.
Odevilla. Not yet.
Well, no.
Also still struggling. Low block penalty for the
The
Antwerp
villain
pivot.
is all time go out of the track, and they was climb.
Yes, you get.
It's difficult when it's happened. Or try
Yes.
believe you can do it, and no, you go back at the end. and you need to do it
can
again.
really become frustrating,
Yes.
and you go in
Ah.
again, you get blocked out again.
We have some people of Stockholm is
Yes.
coming.
Now we have a bit of support coming their way from the chat.
Yeah,
Larm still in the lead, picking up another 4 points. Eau de Villain still trying to get
this
through.
block, yeah.
Has the star in the hand, but
Pivot come
has
back on the track.
now has a pivot to
Ah.
pass it to, but not doing it. Oh, Stockholm Jammer complaining about a possible penalty. I don't know if
no,
it,
the
I
pivot
think
come
it was
back to the-
assessed, but maybe not that situation. But either way, the
Just
Antwerp
still
pivot
not pivot.
goes to the box. And so does the Stockholm pivot. So both pivots once again in the box.
Larm and Odevillen is blocked on the wall for the moment. It's the
There's
end of
also
the jam.
some noise for Larm in the chat at the moment.
Yes.
Who did a heroic
0
11-point jam,
points for Antwerp. And yes, 11 for Stockholm.
closing the gap with every jam at the
Yes.
moment from Stockholm. Two
But
0-point
I
jams
think
in a row now.
it's like the first part. Antwerp sleep in the beginning and after
Yes.
come back and destroy everything.
Yes, there are. Roller Derby has quite a few second half team, or something as we call them.
Look like
So
he
hip shot,
picked the lead in few seconds.
yes, got through very, very quickly. But Yelmet not too far behind, about half track. Let's see how if hip shot
can
calls it
pick
off.
some points.
Calls it
and
off
Cole
immediately,
just
picking
before-
up all 4 points.
Yes, it's good.
So, which puts them
Take the 4 points.
into the territory of over 100 points. They now have 102 to Stockholm's 72. Who this
Not
jam?
so far. It's very close.
No, still pretty close. Still a lot, and still over 23 minutes to go. There's still everything's still possible.
Yes. So we are
Going into jam number 5, Queen Laquifa 4,
yes.
Antwerp,
And
Smupton for Stockholm Roller Derby.
the pain.
The pain.
Queen Laquifa picked the lead.
Yes, picking up
And
lead for Antwerp.
Smolton will try a star pass. No. I know.
Two
outside.
Stockholm blockers in the penalty box at the moment, of course, making it not an easy situation for them as it is. Queen Laquifa still got the lead, so she can end this jam at a moment's notice.
Oh. Smolton is pass. And
Smolton
Queen Laquifa pass and call.
got through. Queen Laquifa, however, did so as well. Called it off. 4 points for Antwerp, 0 for Stockholm.
When they are blocker in penalty box, if you pass one blocker of the team, you pass the blocker in the penalty box. So
Yes.
So in this car, on this situation, you pass one
Yes,
Stockholm blocker, you have 3 points.
Exactly. This is what we call an off-track point.
So
Because-
we are Ujam.
Wild card for Antwerp and Coco Stroel for Stockholm, who
Oh, it's star
immediately
pass.
goes for a star
Star pass.
pass onto
But
Foxen.
Antwerp
Wild
catch
card.
Antwerp catch the pivot.
Wild card goes through,
Wild card,
but the Stockholm
Oh.
tripod, Stockholm wall is very,
very strong.
very quick and very
And the
adaptable.
2 blocker come back to the box.
Yes, but
Wait, more-
another one goes
more
into the
difficult.
box once again. So still track disadvantage for Stockholm. Another penalty
wild card
for
pass.
Stockholm blockers. Wild card picking up those points.
And the pivot is still on the
Yes,
wall of Antwerp.
the pivot as well as Jammer after receiving the star still has to
Oh.
complete their initial trip.
Wild card pass, just like that.
Yes.
Another 4 point.
So just because you pass the star does not mean that you can immediately go to scoring.
Yes, you still need to do your initial
Exactly.
pass.
Oh, and
An official review.
We want, yes, Stockholm wants an official review on this previous, for something that happened in this previous
What is
jam.
an official review?
What is an official review? So, a team once per halftime can call an official review for an action of the previous jam or something else. Doesn't have to be the previous jam, and basically call into question.
I will see what happened.
Thank you. Call into question a decision that was or wasn't made in the last jam. That can be a penalty that was issued, a penalty that was not issued, points that were given, points that were not given. So you really just try to overrule the decision by the officials. It really depends on so many factors if it is a smart decision to do. But yeah, all of the officials, or the skating officials, the captain and alternate for both teams meet in the middle, discuss the situation. The head NSO is also present for procedural reasons. And my wonderful co-commentator is back with the information. So,
Okay, I have what's happened. So Queen Latifah maybe puts his how you name that?
the elbow.
The elbow on the head of one white blocker.
So they
So they
want
ask eye block on the jammers.
They want, so Stockholm wants a high block penalty for the Stockholm, sorry, for the Antwerp jammer.
It was Queen no, not
It was
Queen Latifah.
wild card, I think, number 5, right?
Yes, wild card. Sorry.
Yes.
Me.
So
I don't know if it's accept or not.
looking at the score. No, it was not retained. No call stands. No one from Antwerp currently in the box. We're going into jam number
I think it's refused.
7.
Oh,
So
so,
Stockholm Roller Derby now lost their official review.
so Antwerp can begin with his jammer. It was
Yes.
hip
Hip
shot
shot
who picked the lead
versus Yelmet.
and
Who-
Star Pass.
Do we? Yes, we already have a star pass on Candy
for
Crush.
Candy Crush.
So yes, the
Candy
official
Crush
review
did
now.
the official.
You also have it in the insert now that the official review has not been retained, has been lost. If
What
you
do we-
win the official review, you get to keep it for one more time. So in theory, you can
Why
have 2 official reviews in one period.
hip shot continue to score? Turn.
Yes,
Ah,
picking up
forearm for hip shots.
forearm for hip shot. Stockholm Roller Derby now in a power jam situation. 2-minute jam with about a minute to go.
2-minute jump for Candy Crush.
But Candy Crush is not their main jammer.
Yes,
Already
she's
signaling to
pivot.
their blockers what to do to make the job of the jammer obviously not as hard as it has to be.
Some pivots can jam almost as good as
Yes,
some
there-
jammer.
We have there's a lot of leagues where former jammers go into blocking and take up the pivot position, or former blockers who start jamming.
Yes.
So you do in every league usually have people who are able to do both. But of course, if you're not used to jamming, you do not really want that helmet cover. You try to avoid it as
When-
much as possible.
Normally you just pick the star, make one turn, and
And
it
it's
was-
called off
yes,
anyways, so
it's-
yeah.
It's not the case, it's not the situation.
Yes, but
2 minutes on end, and it's
Candy
8
Crush
point.
did a nice job. 8
Yes.
equalized on the jam. So it's 80 points for Stockholm, 126 for Antwerp Roller Derby. But yes, we recently in a game in Vienna had the situation where our pivot got the star,
Oh.
and immediately after, immediately
happened?
after the
It's an
lead.
official timeout.
Ah, yes. So the officials have to
Discuss of
something
some
amongst themselves.
what
I'm not
happened?
sure what, but
What happened?
I'm sure they have their reasons.
Yes, of course.
So it looks like, yes, so we have a jammer ref on a score table, so
Ah, yes.
seems to be that there is some fixing to do on the score. Maybe I don't see it change
Nothing
yet.
changed.
So maybe it was just,
Maybe
well,
it was okay in just.
yeah,
Ah, still not the
still have
beginning.
it. We have the penalty box manager, had the penalty box manager in the infield. That's not where they belong.
Okay,
But
but
I
this time
think
it's
now,
okay.
yes, so we have the 5-second warning from the jam timer.
We have Odevillain for Antwerp and
Smurton, the
the
pain
pain.
for Stockholm.
Oh, Smarton just go outside of the track.
Yes, and
Odevillain is at the end of the pack and
Smurton
it's
picks up
lead for
lead.
Smarton. So, Odevillain fight on the block. Ah, Smarton is on the box.
Ah, yes, so we do have another.
Ah, Odevillain go on the box too.
And now
it's a
we
jammer
have
swipe.
a jammer swap. This is so because the game is not that interesting when there are no jammers on the track.
No jammer, no game.
You try to minimize that time as much as possible. So when a jammer goes to the box while the other jammer is already seated in the box, the first jammer is released immediately, and the second jammer only serves as much time as the first jammer did. This is what we call a jammer swap.
Exactly. I have nothing to do now.
So
Yes, it was good. Oh no! Smarton go back on the.
Smarton goes back to the box, so the jammer
I
swap.
don't see what happened.
Me neither, but there was a situation
was
that
a
warranted
star
a penalty.
pass.
We have now a star pass, Lieutenant Savage for Antwerp, trying to pick up points, carrying the star on their helmets.
They will try to stay 15 seconds to mark point, to have point. Fighting for the point. A direction for Odevillain. Was direction, and it's the end of the jam. If 4 points for Antwerp and 3 points for Stockholm.
3 points for Stockholm.
It was a jam where happened a lot of things.
Yes. Lot of stuff happens, and yes.
Yes.
So there's also the situation when the star pass has a jammer swap has already happened, and the initially first jammer goes back to the box.
Official timeout.
Ah, yeah, we do have another official timer. So if the original jammer from the box goes back to the box, the so because of the jammer swap already happened in that situation, the second jammer is not immediately released. So they still have to fully serve their time.
Yes.
And especially, this is also can be very confusing.
It was a forearm for Smurfan.
Forearm penalty for Smurfan.
Thank you.
Thank you in the back. And because I just checked my messages, my girlfriend has texted me that apparently I gave wrong information about official reviews. That it has to happen in the that the action that is called into question has to happen in the previous jam, which I remind you is not true because I once took an official review to send.
Jam is on, and we have
a foul
out for Stockholm, and who is the number 1-3? Queen Lakifa.
Queen Lakifa for Antwerp, Blom for Stockholm Roller Derby.
Ah, and Queen Lakifa picked the lead.
Picks up lead, and we have a star pass for Stockholm Roller Derby, Candy Crush.
Candy Crush take all the star pass.
Candy Crush takes the star pass. Like, she's basically an honorary jammer for Stockholm at this point.
Yes.
But yes, as I was saying previously, the official review does not have to be for an action in the last jam. I once called and won an official review for a fouled out skater that was still at their bench.
Yes.
And that's not allowed. That's why I won my official review.
Maybe sometimes you need an official review to communicate on the PL, on the NSO, and the
Yes.
and the penalty box. So, beginning of the jam.
And hip shot, picking up lead very, very quickly for Antwerp.
And Yelmet is at the end of the pack.
He is trying to go through on the outside. Oh, looks like they were successful.
Yelmet.
But hip shot calls it off pretty much immediately after that happened.
It was very quick.
All right, so we have 136 points for Antwerp, 83 for Stockholm. We're going into Jam 11 with 13 and a half minutes or so.
For Antwerp, we are
For Antwerp, we have Wildcard and Smurton for the pain for Stockholm roller derby. And the pain picks up the lead. Wildcard with star in hand. Tries to pass it onto the pivot.
But not. Button is outside. Fight to.
Ah, beautiful footwork from Smartson. Goes through on the inside, picks up the first 4 points of this jam. Wildcard still struggling to get through.
No, no, still not a star pass.
Okay. Oh, there's
back.
back.
The 5 and the 0-5 in the same.
Very confusing.
Yes.
But Smarten picks up a back block penalty, goes to the box. Power jam situation for Antwerp, but
it's a star pass too.
They just passed the star to Majin Bu, who is now trying to make the most of the situation.
She takes the star pass in the first part, but something like 2 seconds.
So those are the situations that
first time we see her
are not the best for the pivot, that you try to avoid as much as possible. And Smarten goes back on track.
Yes.
30 seconds to go in this 2-minute jam.
The attack of one of his teammates.
Smarten trying to go through on the outside of the pack. Now just trying to power the way through. Majin Bu also not having a very easy time. Smarten goes through, picks up another 4 points, making it 8 in this jam, and
it's the end of the jam.
Jam timer calling this 2-minute jam. But Majin Bu
point for Stockholm
still picked up 4 points for Antwerp.
Wow.
So
Give us some.
This is my girlfriend now going to win the argument. The rules of flat track derby, the only fishing decisions that can be subject.
Thank you for the.
All right, thank you for the rules clarification. Yes.
Like we said, there are a lot of.
Wow, Kokostrud picking up lead almost immediately. No work at all for her, basically. No obstacles in her way.
And the star pass.
Lieutenant Savage now the jammer for Antwerp.
I don't know if she will have time to take points. No.
No, she does not. She does not.
Okay, so it's 4 points for Stockholm.
Also, Lila Totte, I love you as well. So. Look at us going, making our arguments in public. That's a healthy relationship. All right, we have wildcard. No, sorry, hip shot for Antwerp
and Yelmet for Stockholm.
Both are struggling to get through the good
3 blocker for Antwerp.
In the second.
Fourth one.
Today in the game, I don't remember. I think it was the first game of the day. Uh,
Second,
Antwerp versus
it's a second match for everyone.
yes,
And Yelmed picked the lead.
Yelma in the lead. But today there have been multiple jams already where neither jammer made their initial trip. So the defense game is on point for, well, all the teams so far.
Yeah. I think Antwerp begin to be a little tired.
Yes, they are really showing that they
It's
are
a-
on the last game of
It's a
this
10
tournament.
last minutes of the last jam of the last day.
Yes,
And I understand.
it's very understandable, of course.
Okay, if shots is pass for the initial.
Yelmed,
And Yelmed.
oh, goes through on the outside. Very nice, picking
And
up 4
she
points.
goal.
Calls it off before hip
For
shot
the end
can
of the
do
jam.
any more damage. 8 points.
They are less than 40 points. You think it's possible?
So we have 8.5 or so minutes to go. At the moment it's 37 points differential. I think it's possible if Stockholm really now capitalizes on Antwerp getting a bit tired.
It's in timeout.
But yes, so
it's timeout for the pink.
yes, Antwerp now
Antwerp.
has a team timeout. They're hugging on the track as well. They're really, I think, trying to get their strength,
We need to
find their
make
focus.
careful to the opponents.
Ah,
We are
yes.
sorry.
Well, I think it's mainly me.
It's
I
why
do
it's
apologize.
well,
Ah, yeah, they're on
Just
there.
here,
So
if you
wildcard,
need.
yes, okay.
wildcard. And we are for Stockholm, Burton,
Yes.
they them too.
All
We
right.
are
We
sorry.
do, of course, apologize to the skaters first and foremost, but also, of course, to the audience.
Sometimes it's difficult, but it's not a reason to not pay attention.
Exactly. It's not. It's.
We have a little
Yes, we have a
song.
little singing action going on for Stockholm, who are trying to make the most out of these last 8 minutes of this game, of their tournament. This is the last game for both teams
Yes.
on this weekend.
After West. So we have Queen Lakifa and the Pain.
And the pain.
And the Pain pick the lead.
Picks up
About
the
that.
lead. Stockholm pivot goes to the box.
Yes.
Queen Laquifa hot on the heels
Yes.
of Smarten. This is what we call a hit it and quit it situation. You
It
try
was a
to,
little apex
yes, little apex jump.
and 2 points.
Did work out relatively okay for Smarten. Could have been better, but you know. Oh yeah, now you see the beautiful line work for Smarten on the
Wow.
initial trip.
Pass.
Very, very nice. But yeah, so 8 minutes to go still.
Oh, we have
35
hip
point
shots
differential.
for Antwerp and
Lam
Lam.
for Stockholm Roller Derby.
Exactly.
Hip shot.
Lam still have
Both
so
getting
much
recycled.
energy.
The chaos on track.
The Bova Jammer
Scandi
was-
Crush going to the box
Oh.
for Stockholm. Hip shot.
Hip shot
Taking
picked
a
the lead.
lead for Antwerp Roller
Where
Derby.
is
This,
Lam? Lam is still on the wall.
yes, Lam trying their darnest, but to no avail at the moment. Also seem to be get a
and
bit
hip
tired,
shots.
getting recycled. Hip shot picking up their first 4 points. Meanwhile,
Be
Well-
careful to the pivot.
Lam
Pivot.
is
Ah,
oh yes,
Lam.
now Lam completing their
That's
initial
the
trip.
initial pass.
Also, hip shot getting recycled by the Stockholm blockers.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of
shots-
love for
hip shots
Antwerp
wait
and
two-
Stockholm.
2 seconds, the pivot. Oh, and she failed.
quite.
And if shot called the end of the jam.
So we have 3 points for Stockholm and 4
And-
for Antwerp. 6.5 minutes to go.
Only 4? Where is the... I think the jam
yeah.
ref of
So,
the Antwerp
yes.
don't give the point for the moment. Because Hipshot made 1
Yeah.
and 2
So they're now,
is in discussion.
yes,
for
jam
how
ref
many
is talking
points,
to their outside pack ref. If they had a better angle on how
Yes,
many
for-
blockers the jammer passed.
Okay, 3 points for Antwerp.
So
It was a jam
7
at
points
7
for
points.
Antwerp, 3 still for Stockholm. So the task is not getting easier for Stockholm. Time is dwindling down,
Yes.
and the
There's
spread
still-
is staying relatively same.
So we have Yelmet for Stockholm and
Queen Laquifa for Antwerp.
Yelmet is at the back of the pack.
Queen Laquifa in the front. The offense trying to help them out here.
We have
Nice bridging action.
number
Meanwhile, the
9-1.
Antwerp pivot goes to the box.
the lead
Ooh,
is
yes.
given to Queen Laquifa.
Queen Laquifa picking up lead. Yelmet, sorry, already got the cover in their hand,
Yes.
but
Oh, there are no cut? Okay, there are no cut.
no cut. Picking up their initial trip.
Maybe she already passed the blocker.
Yes. And Queen
Laquifa.
Laquifa
Like the
still
first in the-
making the points, not calling it off at the moment. Maybe a bit of a... Oh,
yes.
yes,
She
I
called
heard
the end of the jam.
I heard the
From
Antwerp
4
bench
points.
through my headphones to call it
yes.
off.
Sometimes
I-
you are tired and you don't see the bench. and you're
Yes. But as a bench coach myself, I can very much relate to the madness that happens at the bench. Like,
just- Yes. Sometimes some bench can speak so loud
Yeah.
and you can hear them.
fill
but
the entire
sometimes-
hall.
Yes. So we
So,
have
40-point differential with
we have
Smorton
Payne, Smorton, for
and
Stockholm.
wildcard for Antwerp. Lead picked up by Smorton for Stockholm Roller Derby.
and wildcard pass.
Wildcard
pass.
also getting their initial
Some
trip,
point take for Smorton
but
and call the end of the jam.
Smorton calls it off, picks up 4 points. That's how Stockholm likes it this time
It's 4
around.
points for Stockholm. Hey, look, we are the same number
Yes.
on the score, not on the same
It's very,
order.
very, very efficient for the font. All right, so we have hip shot for
And
Antwerp
Coco Strur.
and Coco
Stockholm.
for Stockholm. Yes.
Oh. Coco Strur pick the lead.
Picking
pick
up
the lead.
lead. Hip shot still trying to wake their way. There's a lot of blockers
Yeah.
in front of them.
Ah,
But hip shot makes it
Hip Shot.
work. Coco Stroll still in the lead now, trying to find a way through to pick
Attack
up
for
most
help,
points
Coco
possible.
Stroll.
Calls it off
and Coco Strur, wait, yes, call off.
before hip shot
0 points and 2
able
points.
to pick up any points. So yes, we got 2 points for Stockholm. Antwerp still quite comfortably in the lead with 3 minutes to go. We're
Yes.
going now into jam
Only
number
3
19.
minutes. So, Queen Laquifa for... Yes, it's Queen Laquifa for Antwerp.
And Yelmet
Met
for
for
Stockholm.
Stockholm. Yelmet at the back of the track. Queen Laquifa in the front.
One of the Stockholm blockers has to go to the penalty box, I think, for a height block. Queen Laquifa, however, still struggling to find a way through this very strong Stockholm defense.
Oh,
But
Smorton,
some nice
the upside.
offense action is helping them out. And we do have
And
another
Stock-
star pass onto Candy
Still-
Crush for
Still Candy
Stockholm.
Crush.
but we
And
do have the call
the
off
end of the jam.
from Queen Laquifa. So we have 2 points with the bunny ears from Antwerp.
And 0 for Stockholm.
So we have a bit under 2 minutes to go. I don't think Stockholm's gonna make that.
Yes, but it happened. It was a beautiful match for the
It
two
was
team.
so far a very,
And
very beautiful
one,
match.
1 or 2 jam again. 1 or 2 jam you think we can have?
I think we're gonna go for 2 actually.
I hope we can have more beautiful action.
Yes, this has been a
We
very
have
beautiful
Wildcard
game.
and Smurtown.
Yes, and Wildcard
Wow.
out in the front, picks up their initial, picks up lead.
Yes,
Morton
the fun is,
passing the star.
like Silent said, the fun is the more important.
Yes. So Foxen now with the star on their helmet. Wildcard
the Foxen,
calls off the
yes.
jam. And
Foxen take 2 points
very nice, very nice.
and 4 points for Wildcard.
Yes, the Stockholm bench was ready to
It's
run
an official
into the
review.
we do have an official
I will
review.
go see.
Thank you very much. Let's see what that is about. This time it's from Antwerp. Let's see what they want. And as I have been reminded, this has to be an action from the previous jam that it has been called into question by the Antwerp team. So all the officials, or at least all the skating officials and the head and so finding their way into the infield. As we're being provided with the information from our very sporty my very sporty
I come
co-commentator.
back. It's about the point of the last jam.
So
They think 2 points is too much.
they
they
think
think
2
they're-
points is enough. Is not too much. So they want
We will see if
1
it
or
stay
2
2
points
or not.
reduced from Stockholm Roller Derby's score at the moment. Let's see if they are successful with it. We have 52 seconds on the period clock left. So I
It's
make
time
the
for
prediction.
the player to have.
Yes. Official review always also a nice opportunity to take a breather. The head referee Quagga informs the teams of their decision.
Yeah, the jam ref go see the scoreboard.
And
It's
yes,
0 points.
0 points for Stockholm. The
Also the official review was
has been accepted.
yes.
Antwerp actually retains now their official review.
They still have 1 official review.
They could still stop the time, still call into question another action.
I don't think they will take this one.
You never know. You never know.
Yes, maybe another question of points.
Yes, in roller derby, anything can happen, honestly.
So we have helmets for
And
Stockholm
hip shot for Antwerp.
for the last jam.
Yes. This time I make the prediction as well that this is gonna be the last jam of
Yeah.
this beautiful
With
game
2
between
whole
Antwerp Roller Derby and
and
Stockholm.
Helmet pick the lead.
Yelmet picks up lead. Now, probably, let's see if they are gonna call it off at all, or if they're trying to maximize their time
Yes.
to pick up points. Gonna be very dependent on how Wildcard goes. Oh no, Yelmet the
2-minute
Conqueror
jam for the last jam of
goes
this
out
match.
on a penalty. Now the pivot as well in the box. So Stockholm with only 3 players on the bench.
Oh
and
no!
But
It's a
Hipshot
jammer
picks up a penalty of their own. Jammer swap now. Yelmet
No.
back on track, and we for sure now have the last jam as we have a bit of a minute on the jam to go, but 0 on the period clock. So
There are a lot
Both.
of fun in the place.
yes. So
I don't know if you can hear all the public
Yes,
applause.
we have a quite a lot of audience today on this
Yes.
beautiful Sunday. Well, maybe it's not so beautiful, so that people are gathering
Yes.
themselves in the venue.
For us, it's beautiful Sunday because we have beautiful player,
We have
beautiful match.
Yes, we have beautiful roller derby to watch.
Ah, he shot pass
Ah,
and
yes.
make the initial pass.
Hip shot makes the initial pass, goes through. Both jammers now
Helmet
eligible to
is
score points.
still on the wall. It was
Yelma gets recycled
recycling,
from the Antwerp
recycle,
pivots.
recycle. Was recycle?
Yes, recycle.
Recycle. Okay, I will try to learn some word.
It's all good, all good.
Ah,
Alright,
Helmet's pass.
goes through,
And it's
picks
the
up 4
end.
points, and that marks the end of this game. 2 points as well, picked up from Antwerp Roller
And
Derby.
4 for Stockholm.
And no, only 3. Sorry,
Only
must have been a
3, sorry.
miscommunication towards the bench. So makes it an even 120 for Stockholm Roller Derby.
So it's
And
still the unofficial score, so
Yes.
we will wait.
sorry, we will now. The jammer referees will.
It's a final
now
score.
we have the final score. We have 159 for Antwerp Roller Derby and 120 for Stockholm Roller Derby.
And we can see some moments of the match.
Yes, some beautiful
Actually.
replays of some
Wow.
amazing skating action.
Yes.
Both teams really gave it their all. There's no question in that.
So beautiful moments. It was a very beautiful match.
Yes.
You can congratulate the two teams. I like see this match. It's so
Yes,
beautiful.
it was very great.
We are very lucky to have this beautiful team who comes on Toulouse, and we can thank the Nothing Toulouse to have make this moment.
Yes, on it.
And all the association.
Yes.
Roller Derby Toulouse.
I have, yes, very, very high compliments towards the Toulouse team
Right.
and organization for making this amazing tournament happen. All the officials and any helpers that are here, really thank you for making such an amazing weekend happen. I'm actually gonna go now as well to NSO on the last game of the day.
Again
Uh,
NSO.
Yes, I will be on the infield trying to.
So we will see you on the stream.
You will see me on the stream trying to figure
Okay.
out which penalties are given and who is
Me,
on
I will
track.
still here to continue to
You will-
speak at the chats.
You will do some great announcing, I'm sure of it. It
Oh,
has
look.
been my pleasure.
We can see the Nothing to Lose coming.
Ah, yes, nothing to lose now, going into the picture more or less,
Yes.
preparing themselves for their warm
It's a-
up.
you know, we have a new T-shirt,
Ah, yes.
so it's a new design, and we are happy to have this one. And all the team of Toulouse have the same T-shirt now.
Ah, that's very
The
nice.
man, the Nothing, the fresh one,
Mhm.
everyone have the same, so it's
That's
more easy.
really, really nice.
Yes, and I love this moment of the roller derby when everyone come,
Yes.
everyone track for just high five the players.
Yes, at the end of the day, roller derby is really just,
It's friendly.
it's so friendly.
Yes.
It's an amazing community.
Exactly.
Everybody, like, if
And-
you're part of a roller derby league
And
and
you
you
can
travel
be-
somewhere else,
Yeah, and you can be who you want.
yes,
You can come and be strange and be funny and be a little sad. but
exactly.
You can all time find friends.
Yes, roller derby truly is for everyone. If you have not been involved with roller derby, go find out if there is a league nearby you and just
Yes.
check them out, maybe join them. I cannot recommend it enough, honestly.
Yes.
Roller derby has really, really improved my life by
Yes.
just so
I can
much.
say to all the chat to try to find a team to play
Yes,
if they don't play again.
it's absolutely worth it.
Yes. So thank you, chat, to be here. Thank you, Trash, to be with me for
Yes,
this moment.
thank you.
I was doing my best
no way.
in English.
It was, you did a great job. It was amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
And we will see you in something like 30 minutes. It was I would 6 p.m. 30, the next game for Toulouse against Mexico City. Nothing Toulouse against Mexico City. It will be a beautiful match. Stay
Amazing,
with us.
yes. All right, see you.
Thanks. See you later.
Bye.